Happy day students, welcome to Sun Academy Pallikaranai, Class 8, Chapter 8, Cell Structure and Function. And now let us discuss about one of the activity which we are going to perform in the laboratory. It is a preparation and observation of a temporary mount or slide of an onion peel. So the steps what we have to follow is, please select a good onion bulb and carefully peel back the layer of onion with the tweezer. Tweezer is nothing but a small device which is used to separate layer by layer, and that too thinner and thinner layers. And if your layer is going to be thinner, the result will be better. And place the onion on the slide as flat as possible. Now put 2 drops of iodine on top of the onion peel. So this iodine is going to act as iodine stains. And now place the cover slip over the top without bubbles being trapped underneath. That is, when you're going to place the cover slip on the slide, there should not be any formation of bubbles between the cover slip and the slide. And now your temporary mount is ready. And now let us observe it through the microscope. And when you observe it, you can see the picture as it is given in the slide. You will be having a number of closely arranged box-like structures with a dark spot inside each box. And from the observation, we can conclude that all the cells are similar, which means the entire onion bulb is made up of same type of cell. But does it mean that each organism is made up of only single or same type of cell? The answer is obviously no. In the case of onion itself, the root and the leaf of the plant is made up of different types of cells. So we have learnt in our earlier classes that human blood is made up of 3 different types of cells: RBC, WBC and blood platelets, because each of these cells perform different functions, but together they are making up the blood tissue. And hence, depending upon the shape and the size of the cell, that is, hence the shape and the size of the cell depends upon the function they perform. In human body, each organ perform a specific function, and hence the cells of different organ have different shape and size depending upon the function what they are going to perform. So how do you define the shape of an amoeba in the figure given? You may say that the shape appears irregular. In fact, amoeba has no definite shape at all like other organisms. It keeps on changing its shape. Observe the projection of varying length protruding out of its body, and these are called as pseudopodia, which means false feet. And it helps amoeba in its movement as well as in capturing the food, as you have learnt already in grade 7. And these projections appear and disappear as amoeba moves and feeds. And the different types of cells that are found in human body are muscle cells, blood cells, nerve cells, cardiac cells, liver cells and intestinal. And coming to the last but not the least and the most important, it is stem cells. And you can see that from stem cells all the cells are arising, which clearly means that your stem cell has the ability of totipotency and pluripotency. That is, they can divide or they can get differentiated into any type of specific cells. Coming to size of cells, the cell size is living organism may be as small as a millionth of meter, that is micrometer or micron, or maybe as large as few centimeter. Most of the cells are microscopic in size and are not visible to the naked eyes. They need to be enlarged or magnified by a microscope for seeing. The smallest cell is 0.1 to 0.5 micrometer in bacteria. The largest cell measuring 170 millimeter into 130 millimeter, which is the egg of an ostrich. The size of the cell has no relation with the size of the body of the animal or a plant. No matter whether it is a huge animal like elephant or a very small shrub, the size of the cell is no way related to the size of the organism. Cell structure and function. Each organ in the living organism performs different functions such as digestion, assimilation and absorption. Similarly, different organs of a plant perform particular specialized functions. So examples: root help in absorption of water and minerals, whereas leaves help in performing photosynthesis, and we can just go on listing like that. So each organ is further made up of smaller parts called tissues, and a tissue is nothing but a group of similar type of cell performing a particular function. Now let us get into the actual and the most interesting and the crucial part of the lesson, which is parts of the cell. The basic components of all the cells are cell membrane, cytoplasm and nucleus. These three are the basic, and apart from that we do have several other important components like ribosome, plasmids, nucleoid, protoplasm, plasma membrane, flagella, capsules, etc. And this is in case of a bacterial cell. Now first let us discuss about cell membrane. The cytoplasm and the nucleus are enclosed within the cell membrane, which is also called as plasma membrane, and this cell membrane is going to be the outermost covering of the cell in case of an animal cell, whereas in case of a plant cell you will be having one more additional outermost covering called as cell wall, and both cell wall and membrane will be together or will be collectively called under the cell membrane category. And this cell membrane or plasma membrane, it is a living part of the cell, and it is very it's very thin, delicate and elastic, and this membrane separates cells from another cell and also the cells from the surrounding medium, and it is selectively permeable, which means it will allow only a selective solute to pass through them, and it allows the flow of limited substance in and out of the cell, and this gives the shape to the cell. In addition to the cell membrane, an outermost thick layer is present in the cells of plants, which is called cell wall, and this additional cell wall surrounding the cell membrane is required by the plants for protection against variations in temperature, high wind, speed, atmosphere, moisture, etc. They are exposed to these variations because they cannot move, and cells can be absorbed in the leaf peel of Tradescantia, Elodia or Rio leaf. So this is a diagram which is clearly showing you the difference between a plant and an animal cell. The first is a plant cell and the second is an animal cell. Whereas in the plant cell you can see a double lined outer covering where the inner one is your cell membrane or plasma membrane, whereas the outer one is your cell wall, and this cell wall is actually a non-living component of a plant cell, whereas cell membrane is a living component both in plant and animal cell. Coming to diagram B, it is an animal cell where you have only one outermost covering or a layer called cell membrane. Apart from that, in both the cells you can see the presence of vacuole, nucleus, cytoplasm and so on, but the size and the location varies in both the type of cells.